Hi and welcome to the Night Shift Court podcast.
We are three Aussie girls going under the mountain to talk fantasy books.
Join us in going beyond the pages where we will talk about our favourite authors and their series.
Come with us to explore the stories, one shift at a time. Hi ladies.
Hello.
Hi, welcome back. I'm so thrilled you could be here for episode 7 of the Night Shift Court ACOTAR series. Let's get into it.
Now, where did we land last time?
So,
Summer solstice.
yeah.
Celebration.
The
fiddling.
Yeah.
The fiddling.
I couldn't actually bring myself to say fiddle because okay, let's agree now between the three of us that we were putting fiddle conversation to bed. You're like, I know, I'm not going to agree to that.
Neg.
I can't either.
Okay, I'm going to be the medium and I am sitting in the middle. So it's very fitting. Let's just move on. So everyone in the spring court is gossiping about Feyre and Tamlin kissing.
Oh my goodness.
And things are heating up and Lucien is third wheeling like a boss.
Absolutely.
But then out of the blue, danger.
So they have a breakfast / lunch brunch set up because they're all hungover AF after the summer solstice celebration. Sitting at the table, so it's late morning and someone really exciting arrives.
But before he arrives, sorry, because I just need to say this.
Sure. As long as it's not about fiddles.
Not right now. Fey and Tam are flirting while they're hungover. And Lucien's getting very fed up with it. And one of the lines he says is, "I am trying to eat." He's obviously upset.
Third wheeling.
Third wheeling.
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
Okay, sure. So Tamlin tries to appear casual as Reese enters the room.
Yeah.
And they do get a little bit of a warning though, because Faye manages to hide.
Yeah, so she's glamoured.
Yeah.
And they're like, get out, get back, like get
behind
up
the
against the
blinds.
curtain or something. Like,
Well, Lucien hides her smell, I think, by
Standing in front of her.
but touching her body with his back, sort of thing, and squashing her into the curtain. So it sort of seems a bit
so orc.
Yeah,
it is.
And Reese saunters in. The man that he is. She describes him as being graceful, feline, and heartbreakingly beautiful.
Well,
true.
She learns his name because Tamlin says it out loud.
Yes.
And we learn that Tam and Reese haven't seen each other for 49 years.
Yeah.
So they didn't run into each other at Calanmai.
No.
And we can kind of deduce that Tamlin hasn't been under the mountain.
That's right. Yeah,
because
he hasn't.
Reese has.
Yes.
And they haven't seen one another.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. He reveals that he's a High Lord as well. So she is quite shocked because she obviously saw him at Calanmai and didn't know that.
Yeah.
And now she learns. She starts to put together which court he is indeed the High Lord of as well.
Yeah. So the thing that annoyed me about this is that I, as a reader, was like, her fucking table setting? Her table setting.
Yes.
What are you going to do about that?
Yeah.
And naturally,
That's why.
Reese picks it up.
Because, I mean, like, I know that that's where, like, he sees it, but I'm sure he knew she was there the entire time.
Surely.
100%.
I mean, they are connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so surely.
Yep. I agree. I think he knew that she was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of favourite quotes here.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
So Reese and to Lucien, I was slaughtering on the battlefield before you were even born.
Yeah.
So
He was
he's old.
Yeah.
He's older than Lucien.
an old boy.
And Feyre, as she's observing Reese being glamoured, I would never dare to paint that dark, immortal grace, not in 100 years.
Yeah. I love the way that she describes him at the celebration at Calanmai and now.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint why, but I just love the way that she describes him.
Yeah.
It paints a
It's that-
real picture.
Yeah,
It
and it's
does.
that dark and mysterious, like, villain. Yeah.
Yeah. They've been referring to this she a lot of the time as well, which Feyre originally thought was a high lady of one of the courts instead of a high lord. However, she learns now that the name of that she is Amarantha. Someone will be getting very familiar with.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
lucky us.
Yeah.
So Rhys smells this goblet and he's like, "Where's your guest at?" And
That I definitely
he's so
have not smelled
smooth.
before.
then he gets pissed when he realizes that they've glamoured her and he's offended.
Do you think he realises from the smell of the goblet and the seat that she's been in? Because he did smell her on Calanmai.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
do you
yeah,
think that's
I
when
think-
he
so
puts
sure.
it together?
Yeah, I think he knows who it is the whole time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think he's playing it because, like, one of the things I've written down is he's really mean.
Yeah.
And we talk about this,
Yeah.
like, a little bit later, but
Yeah.
he really is. And I think I forgot how mean he was
Yeah.
in this, like, first thing. And, like, we kind of get to a point here where he, like, I thought Tam might have unleashed. Considering what we've seen of Tam already,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really thought maybe he would have, you know, gone all beastie
Yeah.
and completely gone off. But obviously he knows how powerful Race is.
Yeah.
And he can't.
Yeah.
That's right.
Feyre gets really smart as well in that she's put on the spot when Rhys asks for her name.
Yeah.
And she's sort of picked up that he's not the right person to give her actual name to and not to mess with. And so she gives a fake name. Claire better.
Poor Claire.
Yeah.
Poor Claire.
Yeah.
Shadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, obviously big news to give a false name to someone who is in bed with Amarantha.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't know that though.
No.
Like she just knows that he's a bad guy and that he works for Amarantha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tamlin
So, yeah.
begs as well.
And they both bow, don't they? They get on their knees.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
both do. Yeah.
Which is a lot.
It is a lot. And so you come to realize that even if it's, even if Amarantha's not there, her power goes so far and extends to people that are associated with her that these high lords are doing her, like whatever her bidding is. Yeah.
And also, like, surely it's something for Faye because, like, they're doing it for her. They're not doing it for themselves seemingly in this moment. Like, they're trying to look after her and make, Race not say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feyre's quite affected by this meeting as well. I think they all are, but her in particular. Yeah, she's sort of very upset, goes to her bedroom to go to bed. But that does not happen.
No.
She's visited
Yeah.
by a certain High Lord
Yeah.
with blonde hair.
And what happens?
They fuck.
They fuck.
Yeah, that's my notes.
More than once.
For chapter 7, they fuck. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. I didn't even write that because I was boring, hey?
Yeah.
Like, this is the first sexual encounter in the book and I was snooze.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I can't remember what I felt in the moment because obviously you want them to be together, but I cannot remember actually feeling excited by it.
No.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe that is because other things are so exciting that you've read since. Do you think? Like there's
Yeah.
and like since I've read ACOTAR for the first time, I've read so much more stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know if in that moment I probably did feel it because I was just so happy that they finally did it and it had been leading up for so long.
Yeah.
I think for me, their encounter was small in comparison to the overall story. As in there's so much more that's not been figured out yet and not happened yet. So at the time when I read it, I was like, oh, great, okay, cool, they're together. But there's still so many questions that
And there's
I
a lot of
want
the book
answer
left.
to. Yeah, so I knew that it wasn't the end in some way.
I guess what I felt was underwhelmed
Yeah, okay.
because you want these two characters to be together and I think that I didn't get the impact that I wanted from that scene because it was a bit vanilla perhaps.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, so they do the things. Rhys is fucked off back under the mountain and then Tamlin tells Feyre to go home.
Yeah. Well, when he tells her, she's quite heartbroken.
Yeah.
But I think she knows that she loves him, but she can't bring herself to say it.
Tamlin's telling Feyre that he's taking on her life debt and he's terrified that Amarantha's going to come just collect her, even though she's given a fake name. And Feyre, as usual, can't really read the room, like hashtag being 19. She thinks she's done something wrong.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know, they just bumped uglies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that is a logical conclusion for a 19-year-old brain.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. She thinks she's being sent home temporarily, though.
Yeah.
And I think this is another one of her avoidance tactics. Like she sort of avoided dealing with anything about the curse and how it's impacting the magic in Perinthian. Yeah. But now she's like, oh, yeah, maybe it'll just be temporary until this is all sorted out. And I think everyone else was like, no.
About that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Lucien's pretty pissed at her on the day when she goes to leave. He says to her, I thought you were smarter than this. And again, Lucien talking too much reveals again that there's more here than she knows about and there's more to look into. Yeah. And he actually spits on the ground near Tamlin as he walks past because he's so mad at
Really
Tamlin for sending her home. Yeah. Again, bold to
he gets away with a lot, doesn't he?
He does.
It's that little brother kind of relationship that they've got.
Which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Alice says, make the most of your freedom to her.
Yeah. That's it. Another foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Feyre convinces herself, though, that she's doing the right thing. So she says, you know, she's just another body for Tamlin to defend. She doesn't want to be a burden to him like her family was a burden to her. So she kind of tries to justify him sending her away.
Yeah, which I guess, like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You're trying to justify it. You're trying to make yourself not feel too bad about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But it is dumb.
And then he knocks her out again.
Yeah. Gives her the magic
but
drug.
before that, he says, I love you again. And she again doesn't respond. But she leaves him her paintings in an attempt to, like, explain her feelings.
Yeah. Yes. She's not very good at her feelings.
Did she ever? She never was in love with Isaac, was she?
No.
Neg.
No. So she's never said it to someone before.
Neg.
She doesn't know what it is, maybe.
Yeah.
19-year-old hashtag.
And then boom, she's back in the human realm at a God Almighty house with Elaine who thinks she's been caring for a sick auntie and a daddy who thinks the same but is now rich and strong AF.
Yeah.
No sign of an injury. And a Nesta who fucking knows the truth but keeps quiet and angry like always.
Angry
It's
Nesta.
so interesting. Why didn't the glamour work on Nesta?
I know, right? Interesting.
I find this really interesting because Feyre actually describes her. She says, I'd forgotten how cunning her eyes were, how cold. She'd been made differently from something harder and stronger than bone and blood. She notes that Nesta is different than the humans around them. So she's not human and she's not Fae, but she's something different. Which, again, you know, I both love and hate Nesta.
Yeah.
And this is something that I love about her.
Yeah. It is
that
freaking cool.
There's something about her that the glamour hasn't worked.
Yeah.
And again, some foreshadowing as to what is going to happen to Nesta later in the series.
Yeah.
Beautiful writing.
Yeah, beautiful indeed.
Yeah.
Really makes you feel something, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Feyre tries to come up with plenty of lies about caring for Auntie Ripley and goes so far as to even say that the fake aunt left her a huge inheritance. Nice one.
Yeah.
Where's my fake aunt with a large sum of money?
Please.
Oh, any day now.
The lost ships were found as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mysteriously found. And sorry, I should have mentioned about Nesta as well. She didn't marry Thomas.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is interesting because she was keen on marrying him when they were poor. And now that she's wealthy, she's like, absolutely not.
She's waiting for a better offer.
Yeah.
100%.
Feyre says that she would be grateful to Tamlin just for fixing her father's limp, which I think is lovely because of all the things. And like, you know, deep down, she's like this caring soul that cares not for like wealth and the like. She would leave all that behind if she had a father who was well, which is lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. They have dinner and she describes the food back at the estate as ash in her mouth compared to the food in Perinthian as well, which we actually hear that in one of the later books as well when they return for dinner that they all eat. And again, the food was described as disgusting.
Yeah.
I do like there's like a statement that Elaine says about this season is strange. It feels like people have forgotten. So I guess Elaine's kind of got like a little bit of an inkling, but it's very well kept underneath, as opposed to Nesta as well.
Yeah, and Nesta tried to get to Feyre, like tried to visit her.
Yeah.
So Nesta obviously knew, and she went to the wall and tried to get through to find Feyre, which again, one of the things I loved about Nesta.
I know, I just love this. So I had written a few things down about Nesta's behaviour, because they throw Feyre a ball.
Yes, for her return.
Yeah. So, you know, this is the human opulence, aristocratic bullshit that let's have a ball. And Nesta, I've written, still a fucking bitch, says even if you washed them, there'd be no hiding it about her like calloused hands.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And you'd have to wear gloves and never take them off. And Feyre says, maybe I don't want to fit in with your fucking crowd, dude.
Yeah.
And Nesta says, well, why are you bothering sticking around here? And Feyre's like, well, it's my home. And she's like, is it?
Yeah.
Is it though?
She gives subtle hints that she knows what's happened. But
Still such a bitch about it.
Yeah.
So mean.
I think she's just closed off.
She
She's misunderstood. You know I love Nesta.
devil's advocate over there.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, she says, your beast's little trick didn't work on me. And she reveals that she knows everything. And the pinnacle of this is, she says to Feyre, you would have gone to the ends of the earth to save your High Lord. And Feyre says, yes, I would have. And obviously we know that means that Feyre's like, well, fuck.
Yep.
Right, I need to
Decisions,
pack. I need to pack.
Yeah. Before she returns, though, she actually goes into the village as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
With her little bags of coin and gold and whatnot.
Yep.
And hands them out, which again, you know, like how she said she would be thankful to Tamlin for just fixing her dad's leg.
Yep.
She, again, isn't obsessed with wealth or money or jewels. And so she divides that all up into little bags and goes and hands it out at the poorest part of the village, which is where they used to live.
So cute.
And we learn quite a bit actually in this chapter about what happened to one of the houses in the village burning down. So she overhears that conversation on her return and comes across Isaac Hale as well, walking down the street with his new bride.
Yep. That's nice, isn't it?
It's
And
actually
again,
really nice.
it's such nice closure because she says she doesn't feel anything.
No.
Like there's no ill will, there's no hatred, no anything, and they give each other a small nod.
A little
and
nod.
Continue
I
on.
like that.
Which is rare for people that have been in bed together to do that to each other.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice little
circle.
full circle, isn't it?
When we've got Nesta trying to get through the wall to go see Faye and find her, she takes the mercenary with her.
She does.
She pays the mercenary.
Yeah.
And this is like, I guess, the next time we talk about her. But I do wonder if she's anywhere else. Like, I feel like her character could be so
I know.
good.
Yeah. I love her.
And I love that she's
I feel
been
like we
brought back
talked
in.
about that before.
We did,
as well.
yeah.
And now we're like, she's there again. And it's just like, I just want more of her.
Yeah.
Like, I love everything else, obviously.
Maybe she's from another realm / series.
Maybe.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah. I would love that.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to leave this episode. So next time we'll be talking about more of what happens at the ball and what happens to the bedders. I think that's good, right?
Yep.
That's it for this episode of the Night Shift Court podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please head over to Instagram and TikTok and give us a follow at the Night Shift Court.
Please leave us a good review on Spotify or wherever you're listening.
And if you'd like to reach out, you can contact us at thenightshiftcourt@gmail.com.
This shift is over.
Blessed be the fruit.
I hope the night is kind.